I think the one thing that people don't understand about VCs is that it's a fucking business. My name is Eyal Redler. I'm a general partner at The Garage. The Garage is an early-stage venture capital firm. We invest in fintech and enterprise software in the very early stages, pre-seed and seed rounds. A few things. I'd say the first one, which might seem trivial, but we found out that it's not, is the fact that we weren't given the Iron Throne and we don't sit on it. We're working level partners, so we're always available. We always speak with our founders when they need us. The other thing, which is much more tangible, is the connection we have with financial institutions, legacy financial institutions, and the ability to bring early stage startup, sometimes with just a deck or a very initial product, to work within the financial institution and the real actual data on the real actual infrastructure and help them build the products in the very early stages. And that we do that very fast in comparison to anywhere else in the world. Yeah, let's see the office. Here we have some of the portfolio companies. We have place for a few companies to sit here with us. This is the meeting room. This is Noah. Our analyst here and principal. And this is our office. You see this amazing picture? This used to belong to my mother. She passed away about 2 years ago, and I took it home, and my wife said to me, no way, we're gonna put it at our house, take it to the office. I brought it here. No one wanted to put it in the office, but then I used Levi Eshkol's very old sentence, in my humble and decisive opinion, it's gonna stay, so no one can take it out. I think that most of it is kind of like any other VCs. It's like deal flow companies, portfolio companies, LPs once in a while. What we have that is a bit more special, I think, is a connection with the LPs, because they're close, intimate partners, so we invest a lot of time with them on portfolio companies, on projects. And the other thing is we're a kind of a startup in the VC ecosystem, because we were 3 outsiders coming into this industry. And as opposed to funds where you have, a legacy of 100 years, of 30 years, we had to actually start from scratch and build a brand and try to be competitive and win deals and compete with all these, legacy other VCs. So that takes a lot of time and effort as well. So, what products to do, what innovative idea we can bring to the table. So some of our day is dedicated to this as well. So in our everyday communication workflow, we used to use mainly WhatsApp for your communication. That's a very convenient tool on the one hand, but it creates a lot of challenges on the other hand. Some of them is just, there's no separation between our daily operation and the personal lives. But this is how we used to handle it with no other relevant tools available. Are you serious? Teams? No one would use this product if it wasn't for free. No, I think Teams is just, it's not a convenient product, definitely not for a mobile kind of use. Slack, we haven't tried here. I tried it in the past in other places. I think it might be a good tool for some companies, some startup or high-tech companies. I don't think it's a relevant tool for everyday, easy, convenient communication on the mobile. So the answer is no. The most interesting conversations. People think it's in the meeting room, but actually it's right there on the sofas. Do you really want to sit? Come on over. Not sure I can actually expose it, but This is a result of too many years in the Middle East. And in really important meetings, we take this out. Today we use Zenzap for our internal communication. We started a few months ago and everything is done via Zenzap today. Communication, tasks, to-dos, assignments, like everything is done via Zenzap, and it's also connected to our CRM, so it makes it much easier to use. Zenzap improved our work in, I think, at least one or two major areas. One is a separation between the personal lives of employees and work. We act as we were a startup in many ways because, again, we're a small, new VC. We live it on a 24-hour kind of basis between us partners. I can wake up in the middle of the night thinking of an idea, and before that, you can't send a WhatsApp message at 11 p.m. or 2 a.m. Now, the fact that it's like a business email, I can basically send it whenever I want, and I'm not worried about employees thinking bad about it or something like that. So I think that's a major part of it. It's just the separation between work and personal lives. And I think that the fact that all the information and data is stored and we can use it, and it's not an end-to-end encryption and everything that happens, like WhatsApp in other areas between employees I can't see. Here, I can actually run analysis on the data in retrospect, and there's much more control over what's happening in the business. Personally, my favorite feature in Zenzap is the ability to just assign tasks in the kind of to-dos. So that saves a lot of time. I don't need to write it somewhere else. I don't need to put it in the CRM. I just add a to-do to the specific either person or channel or topic, and it's very easy to see, to follow and see if it has happened or not. So yeah, that's my favorite. So deciding whether to invest or not, I think, is a combination of numbers, of facts, and a gut feeling. So we're not the kind of investors who just invest because of gut feeling. We think that creates a lot of bias and potential to actually make mistakes. But on the other hand, you can't invest in a company just because you see the facts and numbers. It's about chemistry, it's about gut feeling in advance to actually understanding that the numbers work. I think people don't understand that being an investor is a business of no's. And that's a really hard thing to do. You meet 100 companies, to 99% or 99 companies you say no at the end, although you really like the founders many times, and I try to think of myself as a nice person, and eventually you end up saying no to people who come with their dreams, and that's just a very hard thing to do over a period of time. I'm a simple person. I eat everything for lunch. Whatever there is, there's no limitations. So I don't think there's one trait that would say, listen, I want to invest in a founder. But I think there is maybe the holy trinity of traits which are the must. And I would say resilience, pure intelligence, and being a hard worker. I think if you don't have these three traits, it'll be very hard for you to become a successful founder. I think my top advice for founders would be to understand that it's a long journey, and most people will inevitably say to you that your product's not going to work, because that's what disruption is. And the only way to move forward is to believe in what you do. Learn from what people tell you, but don't stop because people say it's not going to work, or people tell you to stop.